I'm going to talk about the property grid and the property attributes. So here's a property grid right here. You can set some designer available objects as the selected object, and you can change them in real time using the property grid view. Or you might have to set the selected object of your property grid view manually or in code. In code here, you'll see that I've assigned my own defined class to the selected object. This is a list of properties that my class exposes, and I have two properties. One is looking nice, and the other one is error message. I have a lot of attributes applied to them, the common ones, the ones that you'd use most with the properties. There are several others that I'm not going to mention, and others that I'm not familiar with. So I'm going to start off with the default value, and the default value will unbold, or it will just display the text normally if the value is default. Also, when in the Visual Studio's designer, you can hit reset in the property grid view item and it will reset the item to the default value. Next is the category, and that's pretty self-explanatory. It categorizes the properties into groups so that you can scan through them faster if you don't know what they're called or anything like that. There's the display name. So my property, by default, the display name will be error message because that's the property name. But if you want to change that, you can apply the display name attribute and you can change up the name that's displayed in the property grid. Next is the description, and that is the text that is displayed at the bottom of the property grid view. And you want to say gets or sets according to whether or not you can actually set the property. So if you can't set the property, then just say gets. It's kind of how it is in the predefined controls and whatnot, so that's what I do. And I'll show you an example of these applied attributes. So I'm going to select the error message down here, and you'll notice that the display name is error message 545. And because I said so, it was not bolded because it's default. But if I change it, it is no longer default and it is bolded. At the bottom, you'll see that the description is available, gets the message to display when the error occurs. This is how you would specify that your property should not be displayed in a property grid, by using browsable and then passing in the false bool. You'll notice that that property is no longer showing in the property grid.